Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade
Shade in
and
the
the
City.
City. I'm your girl, Treese.
No, I
What?
just realized we got on the same color.
She wants to do this so bad. So bad. I was gonna say yours is more of a mauve, but so is mine. I can't stand it.
It's really not. It probably looks like that in the camera, but it's really not. It's just tan.
Good. I was dressed first, y'all. So
You don't know that.
anyway, thank you guys for joining us. We are here. Let me tell you why we're here. Even though you're here to see us and hear about whatever show. But yeah, we are doing Ready to Love, season 8, episode 7. I did not get the name of this.
I think Meet the Exes, that's all.
Yeah, Meet the Exes. Okay, I should have known that one. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining us. I actually really enjoyed this episode. So let's jump right into it. Shade Squad, our new viewers, welcome. If you haven't already, do what you always like to do, what you should do, because
You should do it.
God will bless you. And
I
hit
like
that
that.
like button.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, or you might get the amethyst and go with your intuition. But anyway, let's get into it and let's get shady.
I cannot with you.
Down to 5 guys, and everybody seems to be feeling good. It's the Fab Five brotherhood.
Until they meet with Tommy.
Huh?
I said until they meet with Tommy.
Oh, right. So Tommy hits them with the curveball and lets them know that the ladies, they need to introduce their exes to their ladies, their connections. Now he says women from your past can point out if you've grown. I said, I believe that. But can also identify red flags, and they can tell you if you've healed from your last relationship. He also reminds them that they have the power to eliminate this week. So we see poor Maurier, right? I love how they had this first one up. That's why I was sucked in like whole episode. So Maurier plans on introducing his ex, Jessica, to Janelle and Jessica.
Good thing it wasn't his baby mama ex.
Okay. That part.
I was like, I thought Mario. I thought, oh, what?
Look, she might have took that opportunity to speak her truth.
Right.
So,
I said, what ex we gonna have for Mario?
Right. So he also plans to bring in Sierra a little bit later. But Maurier is we learn is very spiritual and wants to know how they would feel about him not being like very conventional or religious. He also wants to find out about their sexual appetites. And I'm gonna be honest, I felt like if you wanted to know that was some shit when you was phone boning, when y'all on the phone. Like, why do we need to do that in front of your ex or in front of another woman? I thought that was tacky. Sorry, Maurier. I rock with you, love the waves, but it didn't. I thought that was tacky. And then the old bitch that rode along with you, I thought that was tacky of her too. But okay. So then Jessica arrives first. She says she and Maurier talk all the time. Janelle arrives and isn't surprised by Jessica being there, but says her and Maurier started late and she likes him. And I said, what the hell did this come from? Was it just me?
It was the phone.
Is it just me? Is it just me? I'm just saying.
Girl, it was the phone.
But we out here fronting for free. I'm just saying. No, this was definitely in my eyes a production, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just started off late out the gate. I don't know. So they ask her what it was that he and his ex struggled with, and they say their age difference because she's 41, just like Janelle, and will still pull up. Jessica asks what qualities his partner could have that could support him. And then, Jessica says the tacky thing, asking about their sexual appetite. So she asks if they're sexual people, and Jessica and obviously Janelle decide or decline to answer.
I ain't answering that shit.
And Jessica's like, I'm not interested in sharing that with you. And then they get into spirituality, and she said that was a thing that really connected her and Maurier. I'm not trying to be funny because I'm very spiritual, but they give me the vibe. They had some really freaky terror. I don't know, just
metaphysical
sex. That's what it gives. Look, it was out of this world. It was supernatural. Look, maybe that's why he missed that. So
he said he stepped in her world and changed it.
She wants to pull a card for Janelle.
Let me just say this. I feel like it's different when you say, okay, we connected on a spiritual level, right? And you want to have a conversation about how you connected. But I ain't gonna lie, listen, it did kind of rub me the wrong way when you say, yeah, we connected in a spiritual way, and then you pull out some tarot cards. You like, let me read, like.
And I'm one of those people, again, energies. You can't let everybody read you.
Mm-hmm.
But so Janelle obviously declines. She wants no parts, and she pulls one for, I guess, I don't know if she pulled one for Jessica. I thought she did, but
I know she pulled one, but I thought it was I feel like it was Maurier.
Okay, well, she pulled one for Maurier, and it was an amethyst. And tells him that intuition is going to play a big part in his future. So I said, oh, okay. Now Jessica feels blindsided, just like Janelle does, because she's like, I talk to this man all the time, and he never said anything about this.
He was saving it for his ex.
Right.
He was saving dirty work for her.
And so I love when Janelle makes it clear she has no interest in anyone dibbling and dabbling in the occult, and wants someone that stands firm in the word of God and doesn't want pagan things in her space. Okay.
It's a non-negotiable for her.
Okay. Is there one? Come to the front, Maurier. So Janelle says she wants to be clear on who he serves and who sent you. I said, God, if that ain't a sermon that she gave you right there. Okay. And Jessica says that for her, in her house, we serve the Lord.
I cannot stand you.
Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 18. I don't know if that, let me not quote that. I don't know if that's Thessalonians, but, and so Maurier realizes that this did not go any way that he thought. And he needs to rethink things. His ex Jessica asked his thoughts on their feelings about his spirituality, and Maurier doesn't regret it, but he does regret not disclosing about, his beliefs before, because obviously that's a big deal to some people. And so, he says that he hopes that he can meet someone that, is open-minded and will be willing to share in his beliefs, and hopes that it's Sierra. He wants to be her Russell.
Not her Russell.
If y'all can't tell, I got my energy back.
Not her Russell. So Q is gonna have Janelle and Lee meet with his ex Bree. She was actually super cute. I thought she was cute.
Not to me, not this scene.
You didn't think Bree was cute?
Oh, you were talking about Bree. I thought you was talking about Quentin.
What, you didn't think he was cute?
No.
What was it, the glasses?
No, it was his mouth.
She means his answers, because his mouth was looking good.
You are stupid. Not what that mouth do. Okay. Shoot your shot. If I was for it was a person.
All right. So Lee is really not looking forward to this, because she said that's her top connection. That's her number one boo. She really, don't want to see him with nobody else. And Janelle is looking forward to it because she want to get some insight. So Bree touches on the fact that, they hadn't had like a physical connection yet. And she was like, how y'all feel about that? They like, we are A-okay with it. No kissing, no nothing. Okay, because he for everybody right now. All right. He in this, dating other people until he belong only to me. I'm good with it. So she's like, okay, it sounds like y'all really just trying to knock each other out the box. before all that happened.
And apparently it wasn't that hard after the way Quentin sabotaged Lee, but I'll let her get into that.
Mm-hmm. So Lee asked why they broke up, and Bree said she wanted exclusivity. Okay. And he didn't.
He was cool with his whole phase. He wanted to stay in
She
it.
said he cool with being single.
He wanted to stay in the streets.
At least he ain't out here breaking hearts. I mean, he was honest. He brought up the fact that he ghosted Lee the other day because, he was feeling overwhelmed. And she feeling some type of way that he brought this up in front of Janelle. She's like, hello, that's your other connection. Why the hell would you do that?
But why?
So she got quiet.
Quentin?
What's crazy is, let me tell you something. I ain't gonna lie. Let me start, especially if you're not my dude, I would have reacted the same way Lee did. She said she got quiet. I would have reacted the same way. You're not mine. You ain't my dude. And really, I would have felt some type of way because you're telling me that you didn't ghost her, but you can't respond to me.
No, the reason I'm making these faces is
why are you making these faces?
Would you say stop making?
Why are you making these faces?
Because I literally, when this scene was going on and I was thinking about it, and I said, it's so funny, and we'll get there. But when he made that statement, oh, I want somebody that's gonna, should not like what he say. I forgot the word that he used, but I just was like, that's me. And I was like, you've gotten on me before about that. Cause if I'm in a room and I'm like, she's gonna be in his face, she's gonna be in his face. I'm not about to trip. I'm not
That's
gonna
with your
conversation.
Dude. That's with your dude. With my dude, yeah, I'm listen, I'm going to hell and back over mine. In a whole competition.
Thank you.
Okay. And I'm thinking that we have this connection. I'm probably thinking you're giving me the same energy that you're giving everyone else, but come to find out in front of the person that you have another connection with, you're letting me know. Clearly your connection is stronger with this person. All right. Cool. You show me who you want. You show me that that's what you want. Talking about, oh, you're overwhelmed, but you wasn't too overwhelmed to hit her up. So no, I would have been like, okay. But no, if it's my dude, if you belong to me, ain't no bitch is gonna be in your face.
You're like, no.
That's totally different.
No too friendly conversation.
Listen, him and Lee ain't even kissed. And I ain't even kissed you.
Okay, I think it's a difference.
So she says that she probably didn't make the best out of this opportunity to speak to his ex, but really it's because she was upset. She don't really give a damn. So after the ladies left, they discussed how everything went down. Q and Bree both noticed that Lee kind of disappeared a little bit in the mix. And he says that he needs to dig further into that. Yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. So then Cutie Pie Chris is going to have his ex Valerie meet with Aries and Jessica. Whew. Goodness. He said that he chose Valerie because she knows him best. She'll be able to help him identify some things that, he may need to look deeper into. So
I'd like to meet Jessica.
Huh?
I would like to meet Jessica. But just because granted, I don't know. I feel like they give her a bad break. Maybe I'm wrong. And that's why I say I would like to meet her. Like, I would like to be in the room with her to feel her energy. Because they make it come off like she's just so strong and so like overpowering. And I just would love to, because if she wasn't that,
well, I feel like she kind of even said that that's who she is. But I mean, she did kind of.
Do you think I'm loud and overpowering?
I think you're loud, but I don't think I don't think you're overpowering. You're not. You know what I think gave the overpowering energy? Mm-hmm. Yes, it was that she was loud, right? But it wasn't like a loud in a cheery kind of way. Hey guys, like that's how you're loud like that. Thanks. She was like loud, like hi, like, and came like straight up to her face, like she's sitting down. Like for me personally, even me, I don't like someone that, especially that I just met all up in my space like that. I'm still seated. I'm like, give me a chance, like get out my space, get out my bubble, give me a chance to stand up, greet you, and you know what I mean? Like, hey, how are you doing? There was none of that. It was, hey, and I'm all in your face, and I didn't even give you a chance to say, I'm giving you a hug while you sit. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. So Aries is excited to meet her. She said that her and Chris's connection has been going well, but she did notice that he pulled back a little bit when he saw the connection between her and Phil was growing. So Chris said when Jessica walked in the room, there was an energy shift. She was kind of loud, and immediately he noticed Valerie's demeanor changed. I noticed it too. Valerie was like, what the hell was that? So Aries asked
And she sat
Valerie,
right next to her too, so she was all up in her ear.
it was a lot. Aries asked Valerie from her perspective, why did the relationship end? She said, because she didn't want to be a forever girlfriend. I said, well, damn. He said it was very selfish of him. He apologized multiple times, but that's where he was at that time. And Aries just loved the fact that he apologized. She just ate that shit up.
Accountability. She loved it.
She was like, oh my God, I love seeing a man take accountability. She told him that she's looking for a leader, and that's what he exudes. He like, well, shit, damn. Okay, you making me feel good. Give me a little tangle. Yeah. Jessica kind of whispered under her breath. She's just like, that's interesting. Like, girl, don't be over there hating, girl. Don't be over there hating.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, I ran it back because my TV said it was Valerie that said it, but Valerie's lips didn't move. It was, what's her face? It was Jessica. She was like, that's interesting. I was like, oh, okay, we feeling some type of way.
Or was it a voiceover? Love you, Camille.
I was actually thinking about it. You know how they do. So,
right.
Now, I don't know. I'm especially after watching that scene, I was like, okay, really, it's going to be Aries' softness that gets him, because that's really just not what Jessica's giving. So Valerie asked Aries, how can she be of service to a man like him? Because he's a power player in everything that he does. And he needs a woman that's going to be a good support system. So she runs down a whole long list of types of support. She's like, what type of support do you need? She said, girl, everything you just listed. Everything. Jessica asked if she felt like she received that same support in return. And
she said, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. He didn't have the capacity for all of that. She said she was very much in servitude. I said, oh, wow, okay.
It sounds like it was all about him. That's what makes it so very unattractive.
Mm-hmm. And Jessica was completely blown away. She said, yeah, that is not something I want to be a part of at all. So after the ladies left, they had a conversation. Valerie felt like Aries is super sweet. She's kind-hearted, and she loved her energy. Now, she said, Jessica's energy, what girl?
I just identified something that I didn't want to identify. But I think Aries is great.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that they keep saying
that she's nurturing.
Mm-hmm. And
he want a mama.
Okay, you took the word. And yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that's because his mother.
Girl, I knew that ever since that scene with the fake tears.
Right, and that's what made me think about it. That's why I was like, oh, I was like,
I've been knew that.
Okay.
Listen,
he's looking for a mama.
I don't mind when men see me with my children and say that I'm nurturing. But when I'm with you, to me, it's not a compliment when you tell me I'm nurturing.
Hey. No, I never, and when
you can say I'm caring, I'm kind-hearted, I'm empathetic. Do not call me nurturing to a grown-ass man, because I'm gonna feel like you want a mama. So she said Jessica's energy right out the gate was overpowering, and she doesn't think that's something that he's going to be able to deal with on a consistent basis. She says she's a very strong woman, but there's no softness, and that's something that he needs, and he completely agreed.
Well, Herbert done invited out Janelle to meet his ex, Melanie. Now, Janelle says this is a lot for her. She's met 3 exes, and she usually doesn't ask about, people's past relationships because she really doesn't give a damn. And I said, you know what? I'm really here for when you feel like you're that bitch and nobody is in your box, I don't care what the last bitch did or what you did to her, because I'm that one. I don't know, the level of confidence for me, it just exudes.
Yeah, I don't care what happened in your past relationship, but I need to know who you hanging around, because I need to know that it's not an ex.
That too. Oh, well.
I need to know that it's actually your friend, that's your homegirl, that you went to school with.
Right.
You're, you know what I mean? That's not an ex. So in that aspect, I'm asking questions.
You gotta ask questions around these parts. Now, Melanie asked her about kids and whether she wants to have them. Janelle clarifies she wants to be a parent, but doesn't know if she wants to have them, basically.
Biologically, yeah.
Yeah. So Herbert says that set off alarm bells for him, because as we all know, Herbert wants to shoot up somebody's club. Okay.
He made
Now,
that clear.
she asked how soon she would be like to have a child, and Janelle says sooner rather than later, and she would like to be engaged by the end of next year. And I said, girl, if you don't put that out
Oh,
first,
no, I don't think she said by the end of next year.
I'm sorry, this year.
Yeah, she said by the end of the year.
Girl, Janelle,
I don't know what year we was in when they recorded this, but she said by the end of that year.
honey, you better manifest. Because I know that I think she said that multiple, like, I want to be engaged by the end of the year. I was like, oh, Janelle's not playing. She gonna keep saying that. She gonna get it.
Because she don't want to give out no false. She's like, this is what I want. If you ain't stepping up to the plate, then keep on moving.
Let's go. So Herbert looks surprised by this as well. Janelle says that Herbert's faces are concerning her, and it doesn't take that long to figure out if you want to spend the rest of your life with me. And I said, girl, you better. I just love it for her. And even with her, pulling up, I'm sorry, y'all. I know I'm not supposed to be on the side of violence, but I'm Chanel. So she said she's not expecting him to be fast-paced, but does want him to make definite decisions. I said, Melanie says it's Janelle's impatience for her, and she knows Herbert is Mr. Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Ooh, I like it like that. I'm sorry. And Melanie also points out that he still wants his own kids, and Janelle seems like she'd rather adopt, which we know. So then Smooth Wade Maurier is trying to redeem himself somehow. And now I really feel like he sits up with a wave cap at night and like does the old school, like, because the waves
probably do.
I believe it. Maurier is trying to redeem himself somehow, and so now he has Sierra meeting Jessica. He talks about how cool Sierra is, but sometimes it can translate, but can it translate over from homegirl to like an actual love interest? Sierra says she walked in and thought that she looked, his ex Jessica looked like Quintilla.
Yes. What's crazy? She said it right the first time. She said it right the first time. Then she started messing up. She's like, what did that girl name?
She said Tequila. She said, what the girl name? And then she said, it was so long ago.
That she left.
I said, if we don't keep Sarah on the show just for that reason, please. I don't I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a damn about Sierra's connections at this point. She's just funny to watch. So Jessica asked Sierra how, she feels about exes remaining, in their lives or whatever, remaining friends. And she says that, that would be new for her. Okay. That's not something she's really into. She ain't trying to figure out if it's an old flame. You want to rekindle a flame. Then bitch, I don't need no flames. I don't like fire. Okay. So then Maurier tries to explain that, nah, you ain't got to worry about that because I missed that. I missed out on that. And Sierra's like, so you missed that. And he admits he messed up, Sierra, and so she's like, well, you miss your queen? Is this your queen? Is that what we do?
Your queen to be.
Right. So Jessica asks Sierra about her beliefs on premarital sex. Sierra says she obviously wants to test drive the car before buying it. And, Jessica asks how he feels about Sierra once she leaves. And Maurier still isn't sure because he's still getting the real cool homegirl and feels like he needs more time to be with her because he's looking more for marriage. And I said, okay, smooth wave, Maurier.
Smooth wave, Maurier. So Phil invited his ex Amina to meet Aries, Kat, and Keyra. But he met them all kind of separately. Well, Aries separately from everyone else. Amina met
Aries
with
is getting all the queen treatment, okay? I'm here for it.
Have you not realized why? It's her softness.
Oh, her softness.
So Amina met with Aries first, and he told him to, and he told her to bounce like questions off of each other, you know.
Act like he's not even there.
Like he's not even there. She's like, I got this. Phil invited his ex Amina to meet Aries, Kat, Keyra, but he's meeting them separately. Well, Aries separately from them. Amina met with Aries first. He told her to bounce questions off of each other, act like he's not even there. So Amina asked if he's good with physical touch. Aries said it's not even an issue.
And he
It's not a
got his
problem.
hand on her leg the whole time.
Exactly. As they're having the conversation. They also connect on the fact that they both have children, they both have boys. She felt like it was an amazing date, and she learned a lot. That date went swell. Okay. Now Keyra and Kat met Phil and Amina at his house. Apparently, Amina loves how animated Keyra is. Girl, you're the only one. She thinks that they connect on that. Don't nobody connect like Keyra. So Keyra asked why they broke up, and she said she really didn't know where they stood. She didn't know if they was like in the friend zone, but she felt like they was always hanging out, but there was just never any physical affection. And Kira's like, oh, that ain't gonna work for me. I need some of that. And Kat said physical touch is her love language. So she also wanted to know what the deal was. He said, you know, he's grown a lot from then. Also, around that time, he was dealing with a lot. Apparently, he was like a claims adjuster. He was like, we thrive in storms, and it was just so much great weather. So, you know what Steve Harvey said about a man and his work. Okay. So Keyra is getting the vibe that, you know, doesn't know the path that he's walking on. He's just walking the path. And she needs a man with vision. Okay. He found out some red flags about her too. She prefers to date a man with no children. And he said, I got kids. So I'm backing up off of that. I want no parts of that. So he asked his ex-girlfriend, who would she pick for him? And she said definitely Aries, with no hesitation. That's the top choice. And it seems like, you know, they were like, she felt like, seemed like they're already together. So then the guys get together in the gentleman's lounge, looking stressed as hell. And Tommy is ready to jump right into it. He like, tell me what the hell happened. He ready for the drama. So Q started and said that he had Janelle and Lee meet with his ex Bree, and Janelle took control, and that speaks volumes to him. And he thinks that Lee kind of shrunk in that situation, but
shrunk. That's the word he used. Shrunk.
Shrunk, yes. In that situation. But says they still have a connection. But his ex chose Janelle for him. Herbert said, Janelle is a whole thug, okay? I'm here for it though. Herbert talks about how his ex Valerie talked to Janelle about her timeline for being married, and she wanted to be engaged by the end of the year. And he's like, we ain't talk about all that. I don't know where this is all coming from. I ain't ready for all that. You know, Mr. Slow Motion.
Right.
So Maurier said his ex.
And you know what I think is so funny? He was like, I mean, things can move fast when you older, but I'm not that old. Okay, so you're gonna wait till you're 50?
Men is out here doing.
I mean, yeah, and then you be married, but you don't know, and you be divorced a year later because you really. I'm just saying.
So Maurier said his ex Jessica met with Janelle and Jessica at the same time. He said it was a bunch of J's up in there, okay, and he really needed some Jesus. He said that his ex asked them about dating someone who's really not into organized religion, and then she pulled out the tarot cards, and it was all downhill from there. Yeah. He said basically Janelle was not with it. He said Jessica, he said Jessica and Janelle was not with it. He said he lost both of his connections all in one time. Cutie Pie Chris said, well, what did the card say?
I thought it was Quentin that said that, but that's
I thought that. He said Sierra might be his only hope that he got left. And Tommy said, no, 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 no.
it's
Don't
not
just
what
go
we
picking
doing. We not
somebody that,
settling.
yeah. He was like, don't pick somebody just because you know they're gonna pick you. Who would you pick? And he said Jessica. So Cutie Pie Chris said that his ex met with Jessica
He
and
said
Aries.
good because you could have her.
You're the worst. Cutie Pie Chris said that his ex met with Jessica and Aries, and she instantly saw the connection between him and Aries. And when it came to Jessica, the energy totally changed. He said when she came in, it was loud and just not comforting. And his ex said,
It
Jessica,
wasn't nurturing. It wasn't holding him.
he said that his ex said for Jessica, it's a hard no. Phil says that his ex Amina met with Aries, Kat, and Keyra, but his ex brought up that in the past, physical affection used to be a problem for him. And Aries said that wasn't nothing. That ain't an issue for them. And he said that his ex thought that Aries was the best choice for him. And he's super cool with that. He said,
He was grinning from ear to ear.
basically, he said, you know what? He still connects with Kat, but it's hard as hell to beat out Aries. So he asked who they are no longer connected with. Cutie Pie Chris said that he's getting friend vibes from Sierra. Q feels that Sierra is the type that likes to grab people's attention by her looks, and that's not something he's really into. Phil doesn't think that she's really invested in this process. You look like you have something to say.
I just think that's a very weird thing to say. I mean, I feel like Janelle looks good and she dresses to look good. She wears things that fit her body very well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he means by that.
I didn't know what it meant.
I feel like Lee's body be bodying and he loved that. So I'm just confused on what he means by that.
I don't know. I wonder, the only thing I could think of is the fact that I know she's into fashion, so she wears different type of stuff. And I didn't know if that's what he meant, because her stuff is
because I was gonna say he wasn't there when she had the cheeks out. So unless she just wore her cheeks out at another time and maybe that's too much for him, maybe she's revealing.
I didn't think that it was that she was revealing.
Well, no, that's the only thing because what is he talking about?
I thought it was just that she wears different type of clothing. Like even what she had on when she met with Maurier, it was like a jean type of, it looked like jean bottoms, but it was a top and it was different. And it would grab your attention. That's the only thing I could think of, but I'm like, she's into fashion. So I didn't really know what he meant by that either.
Okay. Well, as long as we're on the same page.
Phil also mentioned that him and Lee had a great conversation from day one, and then it was nothing after that. Maurier.
Because she's been busy. Until she was ghosted.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not being funny. I'm saying that's probably what happened. I mean, again, let's just be honest. I think I've said this the last 2 reviews. We never see her and Quentin. We know that's really, and anytime we see her, she's going out with somebody she doesn't like. Clearly, she was only talking to Quentin.
Yeah.
She kind of, I'm not going to say she limited herself, but that's what it seems like. Because now that Quentin is going towards Janelle, Lee, I mean, I don't want her to go home. I think she's great, but I think Lee's going home very soon.
So Maurier said for him, it's definitely Keyra. The cultural differences is just not there. He really didn't like her Black comment of her stating that she doesn't feel comfortable around large groups of Black people. Q mentions how she came to him about preference, especially when she's the one who said that she's closest thing to white and she's dated white guys before. So he doesn't really understand why she's coming to him about preferences. Phil also said Keyra because he can't date someone who doesn't date people that have children. And Cutie Pie Chris just kind of felt the same way.
Yeah, that turned everybody off. But I will say, I thought it was weird to say it was a red flag because I feel like people have things that they want and hard, I'm not budging on. Now, I guess you are.
It could be a red flag for you.
Right, but that don't mean that is for everybody because everybody has things that they want and will not accept. Yeah. However, I will say to Kat's point, not saying that you have to settle, but I think when you start getting up here in our big age and getting closer to your 40s and 50s and things, you do have to realize that people have life experience, have had kids, have been married, and they're gonna have to change.
And really, it's a little red flag if they do.
If they don't, right? So
what you've been doing all these years,
right? So Chris meets up with Sierra, and you know she knows something is up because they have no connection whatsoever. I love Sierra for keeping it real. Again, please keep her on the show just for that. Chris tells her that her energy is radiant, but wants her to be more. They want her to be more vulnerable, and pull back some of the layers. And she feels like she's been the most vulnerable she's ever been. But however, he lets her know that she's safe. Don't worry about it. You've been the comedic relief the whole, you know, pretty much the whole season. So OWN has decided that you are still ready to love, girl. And then Herbert meets up with Keyra. And, you know, she knows it might be the end of the road. And girl, we got to let you go. So, however, when she sees Herbert, she's relieved and thinks she may still have a chance. Herbert lets her know her name came up in the gentleman's lounge. And he brings up, you know, them being concerned about her not wanting to date a man with kids. He lets her know the Black culture thing came back up. And she's like, really? Again? And yeah, girl. And then, you know,
because you're still here.
Right. And Herbert lets her know, you know what? It is the end of the road. It's your time to go. And Keyra says that she's happy to hear this. And I would just say, I don't think, me personally, after we got to know more about Keyra, I'm not saying she's a bad girl. Her person just wasn't there. So I get it. She was ready to go. She was tired of playing with these people. They think she don't like Black people. She don't feel comfortable around them. It's time for you to go home. You don't want to be at the cookout, and we didn't want to invite you. So
you would be the one to put raisins in her potato salad.
That, my friend, was the end of the review. Shout out to Nels. If you guys have not already, please, 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 please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, the IG. And we will, I have not forgotten, guys, we will set a date. We just got to set one. But we will set a date because Labor Day weekend is coming up. And I ain't trying to stress y'all out. And y'all trying to do things. I'm trying to do things. So we'll get there. But we will set a date. And we will post it and let y'all know and tell y'all about it on all the reviews. And hopefully you will come help to join us, celebrate 500. Hopefully by then it'll be 600 and we'll have more people to party with. But either way, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. As always, drop down in the comments. Let us know if there's anything that's popping out that you would like us to review. And again, we'll strongly consider. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week for another review of Ready to Love. Bye-bye.
Good night.